Hi everybody, it's Steve Tarter, another edition of Tarter Source here at the palatial Peoria Journal-Star. And with me today, I'm happy to have with me Lesley Matuszak of the Greater Peoria Boys and Girls Club and MaryJo Schettler of Peoria Promise. Thank you ladies for coming in. You have a big event coming.
We do. Thanks for having us. Beatles versus Stones.
Now wait a minute, Beatles versus Stones. Is anyone familiar with these groups? I mean,
well, sure they are. These are sanctioned tribute bands. I mean, these are really good tribute bands.
You haven't got the real groups here. I mean, that's
well, we have the #1 tribute band for each. So the #1 tribute band for the Beatles and the #1 tribute band for the Rolling Stones in the nation.
Wow.
Abbey Road and Satisfaction.
Now, how do they do it? Are they going to they play off each other? Or?
Well, it's a musical showdown, absolutely, and it becomes a competition within the audience, you know, who's for the Beatles, who's for the Stones, and it is, like I said, nationally touring. They are all over the country. It's just incredible, and we feel very fortunate to have fit into their little window of opportunity here in the Midwest for them to be here in Peoria with us. First time ever playing in Peoria.
So now they play alternately? One play Beatles, one play Stones, or they do a set of one, set of another? How does it work?
They do it alternately, from what I understand. I haven't seen them live. I've seen some of their videos, and it's just incredible. It's a great light show. All of the members of the band are so much in character. I mean, you have to look really close to figure out that that's not Mick Jagger swaggering across the stage.
And so when is this event?
This event is coming up, so everybody's got to get their tickets from Monarch Music Hall pretty darn quick, because it is Wednesday night, April 10. Doors are opening at 6 o'clock. Music starting at 7. We've got a big dance floor in front of the stage. And I mean, these two bands are coming together for the greatest concert that never was. We got it here in Peoria.
I think, yeah, I can only imagine, had it been, no, when did the Beatles, they kind of knocked off in about 1970, I think, when they broke up. Of course, we know the Stones continue. In fact, the Stones are on tour. They're coming to Chicago, I think, this summer.
Yes, they are.
Somebody told me they're going. So well, they're still around. But had they done this, I can only imagine what that would have been in like 1970, Beatles and Stones together. So if you missed that,
it would have been incredible.
Come
Absolutely.
to this.
Yes, absolutely.
Where is it again?
Monarch Music Hall.
Which is, for people who haven't kept up?
Okay, you know, out by University, near the water towers, plenty of free parking, easy to get to. They'll enter on the side doors. Tickets are available at the door, but we prefer that they get tickets ahead of time, because we certainly want to make sure we have enough food and drink, which there of course will be. But one of the cool things about this is All One Meats is doing the sandwiches.
They're bringing the grill, and they're going to put out some of their famous grill sandwiches. And just to backtrack a minute, Monarch Music Hall is where the Limelight was.
Right.
Monarch bought Limelight.
People might know that name.
Exactly. So some people may not. But like Lesley said, it's a great room for this. You know, it's super sound system, great light show. There's seating for everybody. It's bar. It's just going to be a really fun evening.
So where do people go to get tickets?
Okay, they can go on the website, the Monarch Hall website, and buy tickets. Of course, if they run into MaryJo or I, we'll be happy to take and make sure they get their tickets.
To take your advance orders, we'd be more than glad to do that.
Okay. Yeah. But otherwise, go to the website.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to do it. Just go to monarchmusichall.com, go down to April 10th, or Google search the Beatles versus Stones. It's right there. They've done a great job of helping us promote this event as well. You know, this is a really fun opportunity for Lesley and I to work together, for Boys and Girls Club and Peoria Promise to come together, both as United Way agencies, but to really collaborate this way. And as Lesley famously always says, her kids are going to be Peoria Promise kids someday. So
it's
we
a natural alliance there.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So,
is this one of your bigger fundraisers, respectively? I know you both are involved.
Well, it's a new fundraiser for both of us. I don't want to let anything out of the bag yet, but I have an idea for next year. And again, because we are leading children and youth organizations. You know, we start 6 to 18 years old, and then MaryJo's Peoria Promise takes the kids after they have successfully been promoted and graduate and go on to ICC. And now, with the new thing with Peoria Promise, they can go to Eureka College.
Absolutely.
So it's a win-win for the community. The nice thing about this, what all our United Way agencies are about, is we're all about collaboration. And we collaborate well together. Our kids work well. I mean, our kids are their kids, so it's a win.
It is, absolutely. And you know, Peoria Promise is a 100% donor-funded organization. So we don't receive any state, local, federal taxes. Our enrollment is higher than it's ever been. We have almost 400 students in school right now. We're about 1/3 of the high school population applies for Peoria Promise each year. 74% of our kids are low income, and you have to live in the city of Peoria and graduate from high school. That's all the eligibility for Peoria Promise.
And so when she said, MaryJo, because some people are going to listen to this and think, Peoria Promise, I think I know that. It's where they get to go to school.
It is a tuition reimbursement program for any City of Peoria high school student to attend ICC. And we reimburse. They must maintain a C or better average in their classwork. That doesn't seem to be a problem. Almost 90% of our kids are successfully completing these courses now, and it's just a win-win for the community, win-win for the kids, win-win for all of us.
Great.
And you know, I got to tell you, they've started at Boys and Girls Clubs from 5 to 6 to 18 years old. So by the time they've gone through good schooling here with Peoria Public Schools and some good private schools as well, by the time they get to Peoria Promise, they're ready. Not only are they ready, but they're excited to get a college education.
Well, most would not have had the opportunity. 65% of our kids say they would never have been able to go to college without Peoria Promise. 48% of our students, and that's over 2,600 at this point, that we've helped, are first in family to go to school. So think about that.
That's great. That's getting to see people kind of carve out a whole new career.
Absolutely.
And when the two institutions involved, ICC and now Eureka, both are doing all kinds of interesting things out there.
Well, it's incredible. Eureka announced this program a year ago at our major gala that we do in the fall, and they are offering to any of our Peoria Promise students who successfully complete their 2 years of coursework at ICC, if they have a 2.8 GPA and their estimated family contribution, which gets a little jumbly, but off their FAFSA is $1,000 or less, they can get their last 2 years of tuition free at Eureka College. And that's huge.
Oh.
Ultimately, the goal of Peoria Promise is to help build a more skilled workforce for our community and create that loyalty and keep the students here, keep growing our population here in Peoria. And Eureka is also looking for that loyalty here. So we really are pleased with that opportunity that Eureka had put forward, and we have our first students who are enrolling at Eureka this coming fall.
I was covering my last Peoria City Council meeting, and the proclamation, one of the proclamations this last Tuesday was for the Eureka men's basketball team. Yeah. And they had them all up there, like 30 of them. I don't know how big their team is, but they're all introduced, and all Peoria schools, many of them, I mean not all of them of course, but it's a great, it just seems like Eureka's really got it going to kind of project themselves.
Oh, Dr. Jamal Wright is doing really great work there, and Chris Robinson, who we work with, who is their director of admissions at Eureka, is just wonderful. When we do our reimbursements with our students, which we do every semester, he comes out, he meets with them, and he's just really a wonderful man to be representing Eureka College, and really appeals well to the kids as well.
That's great. And Lesley, tell us a little bit more about the Girls and Boys Club, because you've been involved with that for now a while, and people I think are very aware of it, but what are some of the things that drive you on that?
I've had the privilege of working with Boys and Girls Clubs for 16 years, and our kids are most of them are from pockets of the city that there's not a lot to do in as far as safety. And so we provide a safe place for kids to go to learn and grow after school and when school's not in sessions. Even on snow days, we're open. We are a tutoring and mentoring organization. However, I think it's critical to say we feed first. What's a kid do when they come home from school? They go to the refrigerator. Lots of times Boys and Girls Club kids go to refrigerator, there's nothing there. So we feed first. Hungry children cannot learn. And I make sure that everybody, my board of directors, that everybody at Boys and Girls Clubs has a full tummy. When they arrive, they get a snack or a meal, and they go home, they're fed. And again, it's tutoring and mentoring. And we also provide guidance for kids. And the kids need that guidance, especially in the summer, because, it's expensive in the summer for a kid in Peoria, greater Peoria area. So we swim, we take museum trips, we take field trips, we continue the learning throughout the summer, so when they get back in the seat, they are ready to go, and they haven't lost any academic ground when they return to school in the fall.
And that's so important in Peoria, where we've heard a lot about disparity and the poverty that exists in part of our city, in much of our city, and
yes,
and you're helping with that.
We are. One thing that's interesting about inner city children that may be in poverty, that's not to say everybody in inner city is, but our kids don't realize that they have some disadvantages. Right. And our kids are so appreciative of everything they receive, and they want to learn and they want to grow. And I'm so proud to say that right now, documented outcomes are a thing. Anybody can say anything, but we have documented outcomes. 98% of the kids that go through Boys and Girls Clubs go on to higher educational opportunities and become vital and productive citizens, giving back and purchasing homes, and that puts people on the tax rolls. And that's where cities are able to do more and provide more for their citizens. Also, I think it's critical for everybody to know that 95% of the parents of the children and 1,500 kids that come to Boys and Girls Clubs are in some sort of employment or gainfully employed. How we've done that is we have terrific computer labs. So we've opened them up when kids are in school. We can't just open the doors and let anybody come through, because these are people's children, and we love these kids. We want to take care of them and make sure they're safe. Sure. But when kids are in school, the computer labs are open, and that way people can come in, search for jobs. They can get help from our staff on maybe how to put together a cover letter. They might get some interview skill developments and some practice interviews. And so we do a lot for parents as well, but our primary mission is to make sure that our kids are tutored and mentored, that they get to school on time, they stay in school, and they are successfully promoted to the next grade level. And that means that they are ready to go to the next grade level and just not passed along.
How many kids are involved?
1,500 kids.
1,500.
We have children that go to Boys and Girls Club freestanding buildings. We have 3, but we are also in some of the schools after school, and then some throughout the school day that kids need some extra tutoring and mentoring help. So we like to say we have a good relationship and a proud relationship with Peoria Public Schools.
Just saw we just covered it, as a matter of fact, speaking of Peoria Public Schools, the Golden Apple winner, Miss Malay, we can say it now. It is embargoed before, but Lindbergh School's principal, middle school, Mullally, who's incidentally the daughter of Jim Bateman, Peoria City Council.
That's right. Yeah.
You read my story tomorrow, because he gave me a nice line about the Mullally child at kindergarten age knowing she wanted to be a teacher. And why? Because you love kids? No, I want to be the boss.
Well, and her uncle, Jim's brother, was a professor at SIU.
So she comes from
a long line of academics.
MaryJo, if somebody is listening to this and wants to know how they can help Peoria Promise, what do you tell them?
Pick up the phone and call me. No, absolutely. We have so many great investors, which is how we refer to our donors, if you will, for Peoria Promise. If they'd like to find a way to help, first of all, they could buy tickets to the Beatles and Stones show coming up, because those dollars are going to be split equally between Boys and Girls Club and Peoria Promise. They can go to our website. There is a donor tab on our website. They're welcome to call our office or send me an email. I'd be glad to come out and speak to them and go over the data and the statistics about the program. Right now, our Peoria Promise application is open. It opened February 1. It's open till May 1st. So any of you high school seniors out there who are not quite sure what you're going to do after you graduate, go ahead and apply for Peoria Promise. If you don't use the benefits, that's okay, but you should have them there and have it in your pocket. We actually are in the process now. We go out and we speak to all the high school seniors at the different high schools, public and private, over the next about 4 weeks now. We have been working with them, but we go out and we talk to the kids one-on-one to help them make sure they know how to apply and what their opportunities are with Peoria Promise. So our website, peoriapromise.org, is the best way to find out how to how to help.
And so it comes at a good time with that period opening where they can register.
Absolutely, absolutely,
May.
it does. Yeah.
Lesley, when we look at this, the calendar year, you usually have things coming up periodically, all the time. When you're dealing with 1,500 kids, you got to be busy on that. What's next after this? Well, or do you want to tell us?
Well, yeah, sure. We have a golf outing coming up. We have some special one-day events, and of course the 4th of July Family Fun Fest.
Right,
that's across from Kelleher's, you know, and of
that
course,
whole area.
Yep. So
how long have you been doing that?
We've been doing that. I've been at Boys and Girls Club 16 years. That's been around since 18 years, and of course it's grown. It's an amazing night for fireworks, family, and fun. But I want to build on something MaryJo said. One of the easiest way to support Boys and Girls Clubs in Peoria Promise, because we're Unite Away agencies and we're going into Unite Away campaign time,
right?
People can pledge to Unite Away, and if, let's say, they want to give to Peoria Promise and to Boys and Girls Clubs, they can indicate that on their pledge form.
Right.
But that's a very nice way to let the community know and let Unite Away know. And I can't say enough times, we are so proud to be a Unite Away agency.
Absolutely.
And they provide so much support for our organizations. I can speak for Boys and Girls Clubs. Without them, their 1,500 children would not get the terrific service they now receive.
Well, I know you would echo that, MaryJo.
Well, I do, and Peoria Promise has been a United Way agency. We're just going into our 3rd year now, but it has made a difference in the awareness throughout the community. You know, we're part of all of their marketing, we're part of the campaigns, and it has made a difference in investment dollars that we have received, especially in the past 18 months.
We took a little poll here beforehand, and I asked the ladies here, Beatles or Stones, your favorite?
Rolling Stones.
And MaryJo?
I got to go with the Beatles. I grew up with them.
Well, we won't try to break that tie, but I think there's room for both there, because obviously their body of work speaks for itself. And this again, why don't you give us the date and the setup?
This is Wednesday, April 10th at Monarch Music Hall. Tickets are available at the door, but like I said, we'd like to have everybody pre-buy their tickets. The ticket, your price of that ticket is a write-off for you.
And what is that price?
That's a $50 ticket. We've got some VIP tickets at $100. Just find us, Boys and Girls Clubs, Peoria Promise, or Monarch Music Hall, and we'll take care of you. It's going to be a fun night. Also, I understand a lot of people are coming in get-up. I dug out my old Rolling Stones jacket, and I hear from some other ones that they are coming in their Beatles get-up.
Absolutely.
Steve Fairbanks, we all know Steve retired from the city. Huge Beatles fan. So MaryJo, I got some problems here. I got to get some Stones fans coming.
Well, you got some competition there,
yes,
girl.
We do.
You know, you absolutely do. So we're really looking forward to the evening, and we do hope Peoria will step up and come out and support this. We felt that this was also an opportunity to appeal across a lot broader population in Peoria. You know, Lesley and I both do our galas in the fall, and you know, it's a higher ticket price. This is just a fun evening, and it really gives other people an opportunity that wouldn't normally maybe attend a more formal event to come out, have a great time, and help both of our organizations.
Well, I was telling Lesley when she first told me about the event that I'm old enough to remember WLS, Chicago radio, having those Battle of the Bands,
Steve.
Battle of the Bands weekends, and they'd play one group. And if enough people called, they'd play a song by their group, and they'd keep playing songs by their group until some other group got their votes. So we'll let the public decide.
Well, let's
Beatles
hope
or Stones.
Let's hope all those Larry Lujak fans decide they come to Beatles versus Stones.
Yeah, what a great voice. Well, ladies, thanks so much. We appreciate this awareness. And you know, Beatles and Stones, you can't do any better than that, folks. So you know, they're going to be together. So I don't know what more. And plus, it's for great cause. Peoria Promise and the Boys and Girls Club, so can't do better than that. So we thank you again for coming.
Well, thank you, Steve. We look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Okay, MaryJo Schettler and Lesley Matuszak, and thanks, guys. I want to thank Matt Dayhoff, who gets this thing on the air. I got to give him a plug, or he turns me off. And we'll see you next time on Tarter Source.